Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for the rest of June. The books here you can see are from the Oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. So thank you as always for supporting the channel. As much as I have love themed books out, it doesn't mean it's automatically a love reading. If that's what comes up, then fair enough. I think what drew me to these books is that we have just gone into Cancer season, and Cancer it's connected to emotions, isn't it? So these decks called me basically. Now, I've said in all the other videos that I actually really like Cancer season. It can be heavy for me personally, emotionally, like very heavy. It's almost like the purge of the year for me emotionally a lot of the times, but I feel like it's a purifying energy. So as much as it can be tough, it's almost like I feel like I come out of the other end better for it, because it purifies everything. So feel free to let me know how you get on during Cancer season, or how you get on during this Cancer season. Anyway, we're going to start off with a message from the Whispers of Love deck first of all. So what does Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for the rest of June? And I swear with every reading, the cards have taken forever to come out. I think Pisces was the hardest. The card, I was shuffling forever. So if you hate shuffling, you're welcome to skip through until you see the card being put on the table. Anything for Taurus? Okay, you've got two. Well, one, I thought it was two then. You've got the Heart of the Matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. So I'll put that there. Seem to have some blurring issues this with the recordings I'm doing today. There we go. Let's get your tarot cards out. So let's give it one more shuffle. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? That was far too fast. We've got the King of Swords here. I'm going to put it back and try that again, because it felt like it slipped out by accident. Right, there we go. King of Pentacles. And that's your card, isn't it? Yeah. What else do we need to know for Taurus? Five of Pentacles. Which one first? I think it was, yeah, 10 of Wands, but it's in reverse. And the 8 of Cups. So instantly, which it's a common message for me that I tend to get with the 8 of Cups, but it's not just the 8 of Cups on its own, it's the other cards as well, is not settling. Definitely an energy of not settling here. I mean, you've got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles isn't going to settle for anything less than what he wants, what he deserves. He's got a strong building type energy, so whatever he's handed with, he'll deal with it and he'll build something better. Let's get the clarifiers out for you and see how it connects to that Heart of the Matter card. So King of Pentacles, what do we need to know? They're all flying across the room today. Page of Wands. All right, Page of Wands, anything else? I feel like saying that you want something more, but let's see how it progresses. We've got the Chariot as well. And that can be that could be in anything. Like it could be in your job that you want more, like in terms of your job that you're doing, you want more. It could be in terms of where you live. You're like, this isn't it for me. I want something better. I want to live somewhere better than this. It could be in a relationship that you feel like, yep, again, this isn't it. I want something more. It could be anything, but I'm just getting a bit of a vibe that you want something more. And you have, not only do you want something more, but you have the inspiration and the, not power, ability to create something more as well. However, I did get a vibe with it saying there is more going on than meets the eye. You might be keeping this to yourself, or you might not have expressed if there's other people involved that you want something more or something better. Could also be with that there is more going on than meets the eye, that you've come into a realization of this. Like you know, like when you go through phases where you kind of feel really restless and dissatisfied in life, or just on edge or whatever, and you can't put your finger on it, and then you have like a light bulb moment and it's like, oh, it's that. It's because I feel like I'm what's the right word? It's kind of like a plateau, isn't it, where there's no more growth. And it's like, it's not necessarily that things are bad even sometimes, it's just that I just feel like I'm not growing. I just feel stunted where I am or with what I'm doing. Let's see what else comes up for that King of Pentacles. I mean, with the Page of Wands and the Chariot, that is kind of like going in a new direction, isn't it? Or progressing in some way. I'd say more of a new direction, but let's see what else comes up. We've got the Magician. I mean, that is the ability, isn't it? I said the ability to have more. And you also have, you've got the Queen of Cups. That's a bit of a random card. That could be the light bulb. That's what the feeling, isn't it? The feeling that you want something more, where it's the bridge between where you feel like something's not quite right and then where you fully acknowledge, okay, I get it. This is why I feel that way. Let's just get one more, see what else comes up. Clarity, Ace of Swords. I do love it when the cards do this and they just back up what I'm saying. So if you are feeling restless and out of sorts and you're not at the point quite yet of knowing what you want, or even that you want something more or desire something more, yeah, this may be why you've stumbled upon this reading. It might be a bit of a heads up that it's because you feel like you want to grow more, or you want something different, and that's why you're feeling out of sorts. Let's look at the Five of Pentacles. I mean, the Five of Pentacles, it's poverty. It is literal poverty in the card, but it can be like more metaphorical in life, where you just feel like something's not enough and it's lacking. So Five of Pentacles. Why are they flying across the room like this and falling in really awkward positions where I can destroy the whole tripod by getting the card? So we've got the Seven of Swords, and the way I picked it up, it was in reverse. So again, I think it's coming to the realization that something's lacking in some way, shape or form. I mean, it could even be as simple as money. You know, like if you work in a job and you're like, I'm just not happy with the amount of money I'm getting. I want more. Or you need more, even if you starting to feel like your funds are getting depleted too quickly. It's that you need more. I mean, obviously some people say, oh, well, you just have to rebudget, blah, 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 and cut down. Maybe you've already cut down enough. And it's like, well, if I cut down any more, I'm going to end up having to starve or something, or have no electricity. Anyway, let's see. So as I think I've already said, the Heart of the Matter card is getting to the heart of the matter of why you might be feeling like something's lacking, or if you feel restless, as I say. So we've got the Page of Pentacles and we have the Fool. So again, it's the realization, and I think all of the readings so far really are matching up with Cancer season, because I said it didn't at the beginning. It's like a purification. For me, it feels like any emotions that you've kind of pushed down, you can't escape it during Cancer season. It all comes up. Everything comes up during Cancer season, just from my personal perspective. And as I say, feel free if you want to share in the comments how that relates to you, if you feel like that's something that happens to you or is happening to you. But you got the Page of Pentacles there. It's the realization. It's knowing that something's not quite right. Maybe knowing that you want something to change, but you may not quite 100% know exactly what that is or how to execute that at this point in time. Do I need anything else? All you know is that something doesn't feel quite right, or something's lacking at present. Let's move on. Let's move on to that Ten of Wands. I mean, it is a desire, with the Ten of Wands being in reverse, to relieve the burden, but it almost feels like Again, the acknowledgement that there is even a burden to begin with, that something feels like a burden, like lack can feel like a burden, can't it? So let's see what else comes up. So 10 of Wands. Again, knowing that you want something different with the world, you want a new cycle, you want to change, you want to start something new. Ace of Wands, it's a spark, it's inspiration, it's new, it's a new chapter. Is there any point getting any more cards? I don't know. The Emperor. And that's where you take control to make that happen, though. Like, the only way it's going to happen, the change is going to happen, is if you take the lead and take control and put things in motion. So 8 of Cups, it's not settling. Plain and simple for me, it's not settling. It's moving on from that feeling of dissatisfaction, restlessness, and going towards the unknown to get the 9th cup. The satisfaction, to feel more. Because the 8 cups on it. Right, what else do we need to know? The 8 of Cups. We have Temperance, the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, that's weird. Right, so I'm trying to hold myself back from, yeah. The Temperance card and the 5 of Pentacles together, it's an energy for me of relief. It's relieving, as I say, I keep saying it, the feeling of lack or whatever, it's relief. The Temperance is bringing relief to that. I don't want to say it, but the thought has come to mind, so I'm going to have to say it. I don't know if there's some sort of sexual issue in someone's life, like maybe like in a relationship, it's not sexually satisfying. That might be something here that's come up when I got those 2 cards. And that is a really weird message for me to, well, it's not weird in itself, but because I've been talking about other things, for that to come up out of nowhere, that's come to mind. But yeah, in terms of sexual relief or sexual satisfaction, that might be something here. And if that is an issue in a relationship, because the Heart of the Matter card is there might be something more to that. If there are sexual issues in a relationship, that you might need to delve into what the heart of the reason is why there's a sexual issue. I'll see what else comes out next to that. It could be absolutely anything. Obviously, everybody's sex life is individual. That is a really unusual thing to come up just randomly out of all of this, but I had to say it. It's, yeah. Okay. One thing that comes up, just related to the sexual thing, is we've got the 9 of Wands here, the Ace of Cups and 2 of Wands. If there was infidelity at any point in a relationship, whether it was a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, that could be at the heart of a sexual, and not just sexual, purely sexual, but in terms of intimacy in a relationship as well. That could be at the heart of issues, those kind of issues in a relationship. And it may be just simply a case of getting to the heart of that matter to work it out and make the relationship work better. It may be even a deal breaker or breaking point or something where it makes or breaks. If you can't get past that particular issue, it makes or breaks the relationship in some way, shape or form. And that's just one example. Again, sexual issues, they're all individual. So if it's not to do with past or whatever infidelity, then it could be something completely different. But that came up when I saw that 9 of Wands. Right, I'll put these down now and move on from the sex talk. So 9 of Wands, Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands. Again, it's just that not settling energy for me. Again, you want relief. 9 of Wands is the struggle, isn't it? It's struggling to keep doing something. It's like when you have a job that you absolutely hate and you have to get up every morning and you're like, I don't want to go, I don't want to do this, but you have to get up. It's wanting to go from that to making a choice that really fills your cup. I wanted to say something else then, but it feels like it's going along that sexual energy again. And I don't know why this is coming up so much in this reading about sexual energy. But I think you can make your own. If I've said fill you up, I think you get the point in connection to sexual energy with that. But yeah, you want to make choices that are more fulfilling to you. Right. So I will leave that there now. And I don't think there's anything else I can add. As I say, it's getting to the heart of the matter of things, about what it is, what the more is that you want, or why you want more, what your intentions are. If there's a situation where things are lacking, what's at the heart of it all. Let's get you some advice from the Power of Love deck. So what does Taurus need to know as their advice? We have spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. That is perfect for this message. It could be even that you're stuck in a rut. You're sick of the same old routine. This sexual stuff is doing my head in a little bit. It's not doing my head in, but it's just such a random thing to keep coming up. It can be relationship wise. It might be that spontaneity is needed as well in the relationship, sexually or otherwise. So I'll leave that there. You've got two more as well. You have, wow. Oh, I like this. Is interesting. You've got freedom. You are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving, oh my God, through the loving energy of openness. Again, the sexual energy thing is coming up. Hopefully nobody's watching who's easily offended. So, if you have a partner where you've got different tastes sexually, and you want to explore something a bit more taboo or something like that, that could be coming to mind. Or if they just have certain methods, shall we say, or techniques that they like to stick to, and you want to do something different and explore different things more, that may be something that you need to talk about as well, that you want to explore different things. And obviously if they are just unwilling, then that's a conversation that you need to have and see where you take it from there. Cross that bridge when you come to it and decide what you want to do next, if it's possible to deal with that. Okay. Otherwise, just in simple terms, it's freedom from the burden of lack, or freedom if you feel like you're stuck in a rut as well. And then you have detachment. You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. So sometimes when you're stuck in a rut, it can kind of be like this feeling of obligation, or it can be that thing where it's like, oh, well, this is what I've always done, so I've just got to stick with it. And it's detaching from that and knowing that, again, you have the ability to create something different, to go in a new direction, to build something new. Right, I will leave it there. God, you know what I'm thinking again? Sorry, I know I keep bringing up this sexual energy, but my reactions to that coming up as well, I don't know why it felt frustrating. So I don't know if that's part of, if this is more of a sexual issue for someone, or intimacy related issue for someone. There could be a lot of frustration there because, I'm a single person. There's nothing going on in my life that I would need to be stressed about in terms of relationships, but I got a frustrated kind of vibe when that message kept on coming up. It's almost like somebody not quite wanting to deal with it, even whether it is whoever's viewing this video or the other person. So I'm going to leave that there now. I've talked about that enough. Hopefully there was something helpful within the reading for you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the video. Take care. Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading for the rest of June. The oracle books you can see in front of you are from the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. So just to point out, as much as they are love related oracle decks, it's not necessarily going to be a love reading itself. I'm not aiming for that. If that message comes through, then fair enough, but it's not intended to be a specific love reading. What drew me to these books, I believe, is because we are now in Cancer season, and Cancer is strongly connected to emotion. So I think that's why. I personally love Cancer season. It can get very emotionally heavy for me personally, but I find it's like a purification of all the emotions. So whatever's I've repressed, or whatever's been sitting there at the back of my mind, it all comes to the surface and it kind of gets purified, and I feel better by the end of it, that it's all come out and I've fully addressed it. So that could be I mean, to be frank, all the readings I've done so far, you're my fifth reading, and that is all through the other readings. They've had slightly different themes, but the same thing has come up, where anything that's been pushed down or ignored, it's come back up and it's got to be dealt with. So it's probably going to be a running theme, because we're all in Cancer season together, even if we're not actual Cancerians. So, going to get into your reading now. Let's get you a message from the Whispers of Love deck. And as I said in the other videos, feel free to share if you feel how you feel during Cancer season, if it's having that impact on you now. Yeah, I'm interested if you want to share that. So, ooh, Whispers of Love, first of all. Wow. Okay. Right, one fell out, and I was almost going to say it's an accident, but I think it was fate, to be honest. It says, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. We're going to take that, and if it goes, I want it to go clear. We're going to take that, and do I want to take another one for you? I'm not going to take another card for you, Virgo, but I love you is at the bottom of the deck. I love you. These are powerful words. And to be frank, I think for at least two of the other readings that came up as well. Like, not came up, sorry. It was on the bottom of the deck after I'd gotten the card out. Yeah, usually I'd say, oh, I'm not taking that, it came out too quickly or something, but it almost feels like there was an intervention where it was forced to come out. So, or it was meant to come out, so I'm going to leave it. Let's see what the tarot cards are for you. Who is this about? I don't know why I felt the need to say, who is this about? It might not be a person or a relationship, but let's see. Three of Cups. Okay. It could be a group situation for you if it's relationship related. Three of Cups. Anything else for Virgo? Sun, Moon and Rising. The Wheel. Anything else? We have, why am I not surprised with that Seven of Wands? Because as soon as that Three of Cups came out, I was wondering if there needed to be some sort of either sharing or heart-to-heart type conversations with others. But let's see. Anything else? Nine of Swords. Right. Okay, I might not be far off with that. Let's see what the clarifiers are for you. So first of all, we're going to look at that Three of Cups. What do we need to know about that Three of Cups for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising? We've got the King of Wands. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Whoa, that's an interesting energy, that is. I mean, just the King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles alone. You've got a leader with the King of Wands and you've got a follower with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And then you've got the Three of Cups again. I almost feel like there's something going on to do with social media here, but I don't know what exactly just yet. Or for someone, there could be something social media related. Let's see. You've got the Knight of Swords there. Right, in relation to social media, there might be something, or not just social media, but media in general. You may feel that you're being called to express something in particular on a platform where you would probably be the leader and you would have people that kind of follow, if you want to put it that way, follow what you're sharing. You've got the Knight of Swords there. That is communicating, isn't it? Sharing something. But because you've got the cups there as well, the heart's involved too, there's feelings involved too. So you might be sharing, wanting to share how you feel about something. Maybe you do want to start a channel and start to share your opinions or feelings about particular things. If it's not media on a platform, in terms of a group that you're a part of, or a community, or even your family or friendship group or something, it does feel like there's a need to share your thoughts or feelings on something, and it does look more like you'd probably be taking the lead in that. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. You've got Temperance and the Nine of Swords. You've got the Empress in reverse. I'm going to keep her upright because I think I probably put her in the deck. Mistakenly put her in the deck reverse from the last reading that I did. There might there might also be something here for someone. If you're involved in some sort of group and you are leading that group, I don't know why I feel like somebody might be wanting to take a back seat. And you haven't expressed that yet. Somebody might feel like, if you've led something for a while, you might be even feeling guilty, like, oh, I don't know if I should let them know that I want to take a backseat in this situation, because it's going to be disappointing, or the group isn't going to stay together. My throat's getting dry. Just give me a second. I don't know why I feel like when my throat goes dry like that when I'm saying something, it's usually like reluctance on someone's behalf, where they're reluctant to say something. Yeah, like if someone's leading a group or something, they might even feel a little bit stuck, but they want something to change. So if it's either that someone wants to share something and they're feeling like they're not sure if they should express it or say it or do it, or they're in a position of leadership within a group and they kind of want to back off a little bit. There's a bit of you've got the Seven of Wands, so it's a little bit of a defensive energy either way. Anything else for that Wheel of Fortune, please? I almost get this, I'm going to say, with that King of Wands, it's almost an energy of wanting to train. For some, it's an energy of training someone. So again, if it's you are on the side of things where you're a leader of some sort of group, and you want to take a back seat. Like, it's not like you want to completely, well, who knows, maybe you do want to disengage. Even if you don't want to disengage, it's more like, I'd rather train this person up to take the lead so that I can take a back seat. You've got the Lovers there. You've got the Seven of Pentacles there. And you have the Five of Swords there. Right, so again, two very different sides of things. On the side of someone who is feeling called to express, it's something that you probably feel quite passionately about, and you probably would be very good at leading or guiding or nurturing with this particular thing, but you're unsure. And to be frank, if you were going to do something like that on social media, I can 100% understand why you'd be unsure, because if you've ever been on the comment section of anything, you know how rough it can get, you know what I mean? So that's understandable. If it's not social media, then even just, starting something and taking the lead with something, it's nerve-wracking, isn't it? You don't know how it's going to be received. You don't know if you're going to get backlash. You might be wondering if it's worth the time and effort. Going back to the side of things of a leader wanting to take a step down Again, there's questions around, is it worth me continuing being the leader? Is it worth me taking a back step? Is it going to cause problems? You know, there's different things to consider, whichever side of things you're on. Seven of Wands. And I feel like there might be a little bit of guilt. If you're on the side of things where you wanting to take a back step, there might be a little bit of guilt there, but it might just be a case of, even if you feel guilt, if you know it's better for you to take a step back, it's a case of having to accept the guilt, isn't it? Having to accept that guilt and let it go. And then, as I say, if you're wanting to lead something and start something and express, then again, it's embracing those emotions, and that's how you feel. And I don't want to say being prepared for backlash, because that sounds really negative, but again, that guilt thing comes up. Don't feel guilty for expressing what you want to express and saying how you feel. That comes to mind. So with the Seven of Wands, we've got the Hanged Man. I think, did I say defensive energy? Defensive, protective. With the Hanged Man, it's kind of like keeping it to yourself until you decide what to do, which is normal. You've got the Eight of Wands there. There's reluctance. Reluctance to let the cat out of the bag. You've got the Nine of Wands. It's come up in reverse. And you have the King of Cups. I mean, the King of Cups in itself is... Obviously, the King of Cups knows how they feel, but there is often a reluctance to share that openly. It takes time. With that Nine of Swords being in reverse, it feels like just the desire not to feel anxious about things. It can even be where someone is waiting until they feel less anxious before they're ready to open up about something, and might be waiting a long time if you're waiting to not feel anxious, because if it's something really important to you, it might be a case of like facing it head on, where you just have to, even, you know, like that whole fearless thing that we say, that fearless doesn't mean you've got zero fear. It means that you have to have less fear, enough of less fear, that doesn't even make sense. Lessen the fear enough to do it anyway, even through the anxiety and the fear. Let's look at that Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely an anxiety in terms of sharing, whether it is sharing something new or sharing that you want things to change, like the balance to change of things. Four of Swords. So again, for me, that Four of Swords is where you either need a break if you're leading and taking a step back, or you need to feel at peace about the choice that you're making to share something. The Hierophant and the Two of Wands. See, the Hierophant in this reading is giving me teacher vibes. I know often with my readings I'll say the Hierophant is restrictive, blah, 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 but the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. How much spiritual energy do we have in this reading? King of Wands. Wands are spiritual. Temperance, the Hanged Man. I'm saying that because it could be something spirituality related, like say if you wanted to start a spirituality themed YouTube channel or group or something like that, or if you're already involved in that and you wanting to change things up. But yeah, the Hierophant, teacher energy again. Next to the Two of Wands, again, it's the energy of making the choice of taking the step back or choosing to become that person, that leader. What can I actually say from this? I think the only advice I gave through it was about that fearless, lessening the fear enough to go through with whatever you've got to do. Obviously, it's your decision. You'll hopefully trust yourself enough to know what's best. Let's see if we get anything else from the Power of Love cards. Anything else? So you've got discernment. I love that. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So it's your decision making process, isn't it? And trusting yourself to make the best decision or the right decision. Anything else? Satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. I like that. I'll read it again. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. So in making the decision, I guess it's saying scrap the self-approval and do what you, again, doing what you feel is right, what you feel is the best thing, even if it might cause a little bit of disruption. Is that the right word? Probably not so much disruption, but you can't please everyone, can you? Let's be honest. I think that's why there's so much drama on the internet in comment sections, because some people just seem to have this issue where they can't accept that other people have different opinions. And obviously if the people are expressing hate and blatantly expressing hate and being abusive, etc., that's another story. That's malicious, isn't it? But if it's just simple different opinions, we need to accept that. We need to learn to accept that our role in life is not to go around forcing everyone to believe what we believe, and to change their minds about everything. That's not the point. And people shouldn't be doing that to us either. But obviously you can't stop people from doing that. But what you can do is not seek their approval or not give a shit about their approval, frankly. Anything else? Right, so you've got two more. You've had the most out of these cards. You've got creativity. You love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. This is for the people that are choosing or wanting to do something new, to start something new. That's their creativity. And then you've got priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. I mean, as we would say, your decisions, it is best when the decisions come from love, whether it is love for yourself, love for others, etc. Priorities here. What's most important? Again, if you're needing to take a step back, there's got to be a valid reason, hasn't there? Usually it's because you want to change your priorities, or something else feels like more of a priority, or you're just balancing out your list of priorities, and that's why you need to take a step back. In terms of someone starting something new again, you know, you decide what your priorities are with that and your intentions are with that as well. So I'm going to leave your reading there. Thank you for watching the channel, Virgo. Thank you for supporting the channel as well, and take care. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the rest of June. The oracle books in front of you on the screen are the ones from the decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. So I chose these books. I think it's mainly I was drawn to them because we're in Cancer season now, and Cancer energy is connected to the emotions. Although they are love-themed books, I'm not aiming for a love reading specifically. If that comes out in the messages, then fair enough, but I'm not aiming for an actual love reading. I have said in all of the other videos I've recorded so far, you're my sixth one, that I actually really like Cancer season. I love Cancer season. It can get very heavy emotionally for me personally, but I feel like it's a very purifying energy. For me, I feel like it brings up any emotions that have been suppressed, or anything that's beneath the surface that you haven't dealt with. And I'm getting an image of the moon in my mind right now as we speak. It all comes up. You can't run and hide from your emotions during Cancer season. I mean, obviously you have free will and you choose what you want to do with those emotions, but you can't hide from them. So feel free, if you want to, leave a comment about how you feel around Cancer season, or if it's impacting you in any particular way. I'm always interested to see what's going on with everyone. But anyway, let's get into your reading. So we're going to start off with a message from the Whispers of Love deck. And I don't think I've used this on the channel in a long time, but it is one of my favourite decks. Love comes in all forms, so it doesn't have to be specifically about a romantic relationship, but I really like this deck. Anyway, what does Capricorn, I nearly said Cancer then, Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising need to know for the rest of June? and we have a full moon. By the time you watch this video, the full moon will probably, the exact moment of the full moon will have passed, but we'll probably be in the shadow period, so it's in your sign. Right, the cards, they've all taken their time to come out. Right, oh god, you've got loads. Oh wow, you've got quite a lot. Do I really want to take this many? I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll take them all. You've got 4. Nobody else has gotten 4. The most anyone's gotten so far is 2, but they didn't fall out by accident. Oh wow. You know what? I'm looking at this and all I'm thinking of is The Little Mermaid. I haven't watched that film in years, I think. But yeah, The Little Mermaid with King Triton and Ariel, and yeah. So you've got to ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. I don't know what order these came out in, so I guess we'll wing it. We have love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. You also have back to what you love, re-evaluate your desires. And lastly, you have focus on love, look for the good in everyone. So let's get your tarot. Oh, that does my head in when it's blurred like that, but I think that's okay, isn't it? You can see that now. Right, let's get your tarot cards out. It's because they're at the edge, so I don't know why I'm complaining, but anyway. Tarot cards for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. What do we need to know for the end of June? You've got the 8 of Pentacles straight away. Anything else for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising? I nearly sliced one of my nails and part of my finger in half with a tarot card then, strangely. Oh, I don't know why I feel the need to say this. If anybody's working with any kind of tools or even knives, cooking or anything like that, please be careful. Yeah, be careful, because the way that felt then, it's as if I'd been cut by a knife on my thumb. And then I'm looking at this person on the 8 of Pentacles using, what is that, a chisel? I can't really tell, to be honest, but and it just made me think, just be careful using tools and knives and stuff like that. So nail clippers even, I don't know why that's come into it, but yeah. Right, anything else for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising? You've got the Wheel of Fortune, and what else? Anything else? You've got the King of Cups, which I can't tell if it came out upright or not, so I'm going to take it upright. And you've got the 9 of Pentacles, which up, I'm hearing up, so we're going to take it up. So let's get your clarifiers out and see what we get from this. This is a lot to take in, to be honest, with all the oracle cards, but starting off with the 8 of Pentacles, what do we need to know? I'm hearing shift your focus, or thinking shift your focus, or something about you want to shift the focus. Let's see what comes out with the 8 of Pentacles. That's interesting, right? So that is very interesting, actually. The 6 of Wands flew out straight away in reverse. What's interesting, did I say 6 of Pentacles or 6 of Wands? I don't know what I said. 6 of Wands, by the way. The 6 of Wands upright, as you can see, you've got a person there who's like getting everybody's attention. They are the focus of everybody's attention, aren't they? And I just said something about wanting to shift the focus. It's in reverse. So for me, that really is something to do with shifting the focus, whether you personally want to shift your focus onto something else, or you want to shift the focus away from you, or for other people to shift their focus away from you. I'm not sure how that works, but I would say something with the Six of Wands being in reverse. It's either not quite what you want, or it's not quite working how you want, so you want to shift the focus. Anything else? We've got the Knight of Pentacles, who is a card that is focused. So I feel like if you want to play a drinking game in this reading and drink every time I say focus. But anyway, yeah, that is someone who's very focused, aren't they? They persevere, they're just ready to learn and take it all in, and diligent, they're focused, you know? But it's they choose what they commit to, what they choose to focus on. Let's see what else comes out for this. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, again, an energy of something doesn't feel worth it. Something doesn't feel like it's worth the effort, like it's worth your attention, your time, your energy. And I'll get one more. So whatever you've been giving effort to or are giving effort to, I think you want to give your effort to something else, to be honest. That's what it feels like. You did get the Back to What You Love card. Reevaluate your desires. So yeah, if you're wanting to switch things up, reevaluate your desires. Let's see what else comes up. And because it says back to what you love, it might be going back to something that you used to love. You've got the Nine of Wands. That's a struggle. I mean, it can be resilience, battling through something that sorry, I just got a really random message on this, and I'm not sure why that's come up. So hopefully it won't mess the video up. Okay, now I know why that's come up. Just bear with me, the battery power is dying. Okay, we're back. So I was talking about the Nine of Wands being to do with resilience. Sorry, I've got something weird going on with this camera where a message keeps on coming up. Anyway. Resilience, but it's a struggle, isn't it? It's a battle. It's struggling to keep standing, isn't it? Really, you are still standing, but you in this particular one, usually they are actually literally standing with the wand. In this one, he's on his knees, so he's really struggled. And then you've got the Queen of Wands upright. So again, that thing about desire, reevaluating your desires. What is it that you put in your effort into that feels like a real struggle, where you just feel like you don't even want to give your time and energy and effort to it again? And what feels like something that you actually do want to, that you do desire, that you do want to focus on? The Knight of Pentacles, as well, as much as the Knight of Pentacles is focused and perseveres and is diligent, they can live by obligation, can't they? Like, they can do things because they feel obligated to do it. Sometimes maybe it's not because they want to do it, it's just that they feel like this is what I have to do. Right, let's look at the wheel. I mean, that is a card of change, isn't it, as well? It's change. The universe is wanting things to change for you as well. Sometimes it's that we feel it is within us, like the feeling, that internal feeling that your heart knows that you want something to change. And sometimes the universe is in our favor as well, where it kind of pushes you and gives you the nudges, doesn't it, where whatever planetary alignments are going on push you. I mean, I did say full moon in Capricorn is roundabout now. It's the 22nd it happens on, whether you watch this before then or not. And full moon is often about letting go, release. It's creating a blank slate. So yeah, let's look at the Wheel of Fortune for you. We've got the Knight of Wands. That's wanting to go in a new direction with the Knight of Wands. He wants a new adventure. He wants something new. He wants change. Something that he feels passionately about. I mean, again, you've got the Focus on Love card. Yes, it is about looking for the good in everyone, but it's the choices that you make too. The choice that you make, is it a choice made from love? Is it made from... Why does my throat keep going dry every time I say something that probably... excuse me, someone doesn't want to hear or acknowledge? Have a drink. I've forgotten what I was going to say. I think I was going to say the choice is made from love, made from obligation, made from fear. Is it from necessity? Because sometimes we don't want to do something, but we do literally have to do it. Like, we have to earn money. Unless we figured out how to live off the grid, we have to earn money to survive. You know, and it's what got love makes the difference as well. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. If someone's going back to something that they love, whether it is a thing or a person, that can be a little bit of a it could be a bit of a reconciliation energy, or it can be in terms of, you know, like where the judgment card comes up and it's like a new opportunity to do something you've done before but do it hopefully better. So, you know, like if it was a relationship, it might not be that you go back into a relationship with the same person. It's that you get a new opportunity for love. And that kind of, like, obviously we do heal on our own, but there may be a bit of residual whatever that having a new relationship, a new healthy relationship, can like complete the healing, if that makes sense. And it's got ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. To me, that's about being honest. I mean, yes, it can be literally asking for help if you need help to do something, but it's also about being honest as well about what you want. And it can be to do with prayer for me as well, asking for help, for asking, praying and asking for guidance and that kind of thing. But let's continue with the Wheel of Fortune. And it's interesting. Oh, I've shuffled it now. The Hierophant, when I said about asking for prayer and guidance and stuff, as I turned the deck after I'd said it, the Hierophant was on the bottom. And that's a guide, isn't it? A spiritual guide, a spiritual teacher. Anyway, the Wheel, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Hermit. Okay, so again, the Eight of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands, that's where you would want to put your effort into something that you desire, the Hermit. For me, with this kind of energy, it's kind of going off on your own path and doing it your way. It isn't obligation, that is choosing. It's, I mean, obviously the path of the Hermit is, there is an unknown with that, isn't there? Because he's going off into the dark with his light and he's letting his light guide him. But that's the point. He's letting his light guide him. He's letting what lights him up, the light within him, what his heart wants. Well, not so much his heart with the Hermit, but, you know, you get the point. His light, whatever his light is, he's allowing that to guide him, not others or expectations or obligation, etc. Let's just get one more for that Wheel, and that's where the change is needed. As I say, you may be feeling like you're getting nudges from the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, as well as feelings, nudges, spiritual nudges. You might be getting dreams or something that are just pushing you to shift your focus again. King of Swords, I love that, because the King of Swords, he knows what he knows. He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants to do. Nobody else can tell him what to do. He's got a strong boundary around him where he thinks for himself, doesn't he, basically? And he's not frivolous about it either. He thinks things through carefully, but he knows what he wants. So let's look at the King of Cups and see what comes up for him. Energy wise, right? Queen of Swords is there now. I'm getting the phrase accept your truth in my head. Accept your truth, as in how you feel. Accept how you feel as truth, or your truth at the very least. Accept how you feel as your truth. Don't, if you're someone that is in a phase, or you in general, you dismiss how you feel and say, oh well, that's just stupid, or that's illogical, or whatever, or it doesn't make sense, or I'm just being silly, or whatever. Accept how you feel as your truth. It doesn't matter if people disagree with you or if it sounds irrational or stupid. That is your truth. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. I would say that where you have not accepted your feelings as your truth, that may have possibly held things back. And it will do that, whether it's literally or, I don't want to say metaphorically because that sounds weird, but I can't think of another way to put it. Spiritually, I'll say. I mean, physically, that would be not accepting how you feel as truth. Again, because it's just the first thing that comes to mind is if you were doing a job that you absolutely hate and you deny that to yourself. You say, "Oh, I don't really hate it," or "I shouldn't really hate it. How I feel is wrong." No, how you feel is not wrong. Even if you need that job to survive, if you hate it, that's literally how you feel. What are you can't pretend that you don't hate it if you hate it, even if you need to do it to keep going. That's more literal. Spiritual, it could be anything, to be honest with you. Like, it could be even just your spiritual beliefs. You have to accept, even if millions of people around the world don't agree with your particular religion or your faith, to you feel connected to that. That's your truth, regardless of what anybody else believes. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going on a rant, but Wheel of Fortune, as I say, that can be something that kind of holds you back. Anything else? The Emperor, I like that. And the Emperor he's strong, isn't he? Nobody could tell him what his truth is or what to do. They couldn't tell him what to do. They couldn't tell him what his truth is. He just, whatever it is that he feels he wants to build or create or do, he's going to go for it. Nobody can stop. He's unstoppable. That's the vibe I'm getting. He's unstoppable. And then we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and I have a thought on that. I'm just going to get one more before I say. I like that. You've got the Four of Cups in reverse as well now, and again, it kind of, for me, connects. I'm just moving these as I want to do that Nine of Pentacles last. It is that unstoppable energy. The Emperor isn't going to be juggling what he thinks he should do or what he's obligated to do and what he wants to do. He's going to do what he wants to do regardless. He doesn't, there's no juggling for the Emperor or trying to balance things out. He's tunnel vision. He's just, there's another word I wanted to think of, decisive and determined. He doesn't have room to sit there settling for anything or feeling disappointed. And it's not a criticism, because we all go through these things in life, don't we? But I'm just saying, the Emperor energy, he hasn't got room to sit there being disappointed or wondering if what somebody has to offer is good or not. He makes his own choices. He just knows, he just decides. He hasn't got time for this. Why do I feel like the Two of Pentacles is something about a waste of time and a need to get out of that, of wasting time? Okay, we're going to leave that and go to the Nine of Pentacles. That is kind of a freeing, it's independent, but it's a free energy. I always think of it as a liberated type energy, but let's see what comes up with that Nine of Pentacles. You've got the Star. And I personally, I know it probably doesn't come up necessarily for other readers, but I would connect the Star to freedom, because it is connected to Aquarius energy, and Aquarius energy for me is an energy that feels free. It feels free and it feels authentic. Anything else? Ten of Swords. Judgment. Oh, why is there so many? But I think they're correct, and I don't know what order they need to be in. Okay, yeah, I'll take it in this order. Right, so Page of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Wands. And the feeling that I get from that is, it is another opportunity. It's an opportunity now, whether it is that the universe is involved and pushing things along for you, or you're creating this for yourself. It's an opportunity to do things your way, the way you want, the way you dream of doing things. And I can't say specifically, you apply it to whatever it's relevant to in your life if you feel that the reading resonates with you, but it's your chance to do this your way and to do it the way you want. The need for vulnerability here with that Page of Cups in reverse, it's obviously, he's not upright, so he's not being vulnerable, but now's the time, because you've got the Tower there with the King of Wands. It's sort of saying the King of Wands wouldn't be afraid to let the Tower fall. I mean, I know that I strangely like the Tower card, and I guess I shouldn't really, because it can be connected to disasters and unpleasant things, but the King of Wands wouldn't be afraid to let that Tower fall, because he has willpower and desire and strength, and he can lead through any situation and survive through any situation as well. So I hope that is making sense from what I've said. I would say overall with that Nine of Pentacles, it's a need to be fearless. And as I've said, it's not about zero fear. It's about lessening the fear enough to go for what you want through the fear itself. So yeah, I don't think I can say anything else about that. I think the only other thing I would say, because you got that go back to what you love card, if there has been something that kind of fell apart, but you feel in your heart and you desire in your heart that you want to try it again, like literally the same thing, be fearless in that, in going for it, and trust that regardless of the outcome, you are strong and you can carry on, you can continue, you have the strength to carry on no matter what. I'll leave that there. And let's get a couple of powers cards. You have the power, I guess. So why am I getting a He-Man image in my head? What does he say? I have the power. The power of love. Yeah, let's get a couple of cards from the Power of Love deck for you. I think I'm a little bit hungry now, so losing my concentration. Anything from the Power of Love for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. I like that. We've got compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. I'd say, and I always say this with certain things that come up, you got to have that compassion for yourself first and foremost. Like going back to the example where I said, what was it with the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords? I mean, I know compassion is usually something that you give to others, but you've got to be able to do it for yourself first. You really have to be able to give it to yourself first before others. Trust, what was it? And the trust card has come up, by the way, as well. Trust that your feelings are your truth. It was something along those lines. So that for me is where the compassion comes in, and then you'd get the trust card. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Need I say more? And I'll get one more for you. Forgiveness. I was waiting for this one. I swear, whenever I use this deck, the Power of Love and Whispers of Love, for my sign readings, they usually come out at least 2 to 3 times, so I'm not surprised. Forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurt. So again, well, first of all, again, I'm going to say you give these things to yourself first of all. If you need to forgive yourself for a past opportunity or situation that went balls up, forgive yourself for that. If you have to forgive someone else, that may be a part of things. The Judgment card and the Tower and what was it, go back to what you love, did come up. So again, if you're going back to something, there's an element of forgiveness there, whether you need to forgive someone, they need to forgive you, or you both need to forgive each other. That comes into that. But also forgive yourself for any feelings that you have, where I said trust that your, oh God, I can't remember what I said. Trust that your emotions are your truth, whatever it is that I said. If you are feeling negative things, again, that example about you hate the job you're in or whatever, or if you're in a relationship even where you feel like, oh, this relationship is just, I don't like this at the minute, I hate it, it's shit, but you're kind of like telling yourself, no, well, you should be grateful, or you shouldn't feel that way or whatever because the person's great or something. Forgive yourself for that as well. Like, you feel how you feel. You can't pretend that you don't feel that way. Do you even have to forgive yourself for feeling that? To be honest, I don't know, because you're not trying to be malicious, hopefully, about it. It's just how you feel. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've babbled on enough. Hopefully there's something helpful here for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Take care.